This needs to stop right now if Star Wars is going to survive. Let's jump right into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Christopher and I'm back with another video for you, a little bit different video for you, a little bit of a rant almost. So something needs to stop right away for Star Wars to survive, and that thing is all of the negativity in this fandom, all the toxicity. Um, Specifically, there's comments, especially lately with the Acolyte series being out. There's a lot of negative, toxic, disrespectful comments, not just to people who post content who actually like the Acolyte, because there are some of us that like the Acolyte. There's actually a lot of us that like the Acolyte, despite you know Rotten Tomato scores, like viewer scores on Rotten Tomatoes. Despite all that, there are there are a lot of us who really enjoy the Acolyte and really enjoy it for what it is. And if you don't like the Acolyte, and if you don't like any like different TV shows or movies in this Star Wars universe that we all love, that's fine. You don't have to love every single piece of Star Wars content, just like you don't have to love every different part of the Star Wars fandom aspect. You don't have to love cosplaying, you don't have to love collecting, you don't have to do all of that. You can do one or all of them, or as few or as little things that you want, or you can like as many or as few of the shows or movies that you want. It doesn't matter, but the toxicity and the negativity and the disrespect for others has to stop for Star Wars to survive, for Star Wars to thrive. Even I mean, it's thrived for a lot of years, many years since 1977, I guess, because 1977 it was a huge hit and it's thrived since then. But if if the toxicity and the disrespect for others and the negativity goes on, who knows what will happen? Who knows if Disney will continue making Star Wars content in the future if there's so much negativity around it. I think that they will. I don't think they'll pay attention to all the negative comments and stuff, because a lot of the negative comments are bots and stuff. But there's a lot of comments out there that are really like real people behind the keyboard, behind their cell phone, commenting these hurtful, disrespectful, negative comments on, like I mentioned, on in the comment section on YouTube, on Instagram, on these content creators' channels, profiles that actually enjoy stuff like the Acolyte, stuff like the sequel trilogy, stuff like the Last Jedi, that not everyone likes, and people are calling people shills or not real fans, or worse. There's stuff that they're saying that are a lot worse that I've seen in some of my own comments on shorts that I've done about surrounding the Acolyte, or even Leslie Headland more in particular. And that kind of stuff needs to stop. Like, it doesn't matter, one, what a person has done in their past. That shouldn't affect how good a show is. So that shouldn't even be on the table. That is so disrespectful to bring up. But also, what people say or have what people have said in their past as well. For example, Gina Carano, who did an excellent job in The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2. She got fired from Disney over stuff that she said, and now there's a lot of people who dislike her because of that. It's like, you don't need to, like, what she said shouldn't matter, shouldn't make a difference whether she's a good actress or not, or a good actor or not. So that kind of stuff needs to stop. You don't have to disrespect these creators of the shows, the people who are creating these characters, bringing them to life, the actors and actresses who are bringing them to life in the shows, the um, like I said, the content creators. You don't have to disrespect any of them because they like or dislike a certain show or movie that you don't. or that you do. If you like one thing and they don't like it, or you don't like one thing and they like it, you don't have to disrespect them in any way. You don't have to be hurtful or disrespectful or negative to them in any way. If you like or dislike whichever movies or whichever shows, or as I mentioned, whatever part of the fandom, collecting, comic books, movies, gaming, if you like all of them, if you only game, if you're only a comic book reader, if you only read the books, you don't like the movies, that's fine. And everyone is allowed to like or dislike what they want, and it doesn't make one person less of a fan than the other person. Yes, maybe there's going to be people who know more because they read all the books and watch all the movies. They're going to know a lot more than even myself, who doesn't read the books. I don't really follow the comics, so they're going to know a lot more lore. But it doesn't make myself or anyone out there, any of you out there, less of a fan if we don't like a certain part of Star Wars, and specifically the movies, because I don't really hear so much backlash when it comes to other parts of the fandom, such as, like I said, the games, the comics, the books. Like, I don't hear so much people saying, "Oh, you're not a real Star Wars fan if you don't like this book, if you don't like this book," or stuff like that. I'm sure there is some, and I'm pretty sure I've read some comments, but the majority of the negativity and the hurtful comments and the toxicity comes from the movies, the television show side of things, where they're like, if you don't like, or if you like the sequel trilogy, you're not a real fan. You're a Disney shill. If you like the Acolyte, you're not a real fan. The Acolyte is not real Star Wars. That negativity has to stop. If you don't like a certain show or a certain movie or whatever, an entire trilogy, because the prequels got a lot of hate back in the day, and so did the sequel trilogy. The only difference back when the prequels came out is there wasn't the technology at our fingertips that we could just go online and complain about it right away. People had complaints, and it was hurt. They were hurtful to people back then. I think it's worse now because technology is so advanced. But yeah, it just has to stop. It's kind of ruining our fandom, especially when you see all these negative comments in, like, comments for stuff that you like. But like I said, if you don't like a movie or a TV series, or like I said, an entire trilogy, for whatever reason, whether you just don't like the acting, you don't like the writing, you don't like the visual effects, or whatever, you don't like the story, don't turn it into something hurtful and toxic and negative. Don't be like, oh, you're not a fan because you like it. Disney ruined Star Wars. It's not real Star Wars. Don't be toxic. Don't be negative. Don't be disrespectful. If you have a true reason for not liking it, like I said, the acting, the writing, whatever, that's fine. Share your point. Say, I don't like it because of this reason, because the acting, I don't feel like the acting was that good. That's fine. Leave it at that. But you don't have to call names. You don't have to be disrespectful in the comments. You don't have to belittle and disrespect, like I said, the creators, the actors who play these characters, the directors, all of that stuff. You don't have to disrespect them in any way. There's no perfect Star Wars project. I myself love all of Star Wars. I enjoy all Star Wars movies and shows. Yes, there are ones that I enjoy more than others, and there's ones that I watch more often than others, and sometimes those are the same ones, sometimes they're not. But there's no perfect Star Wars. There's no set in stone, like, this is how Star Wars should be. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, or they haven't, I don't know, they've forgotten that these films are just solely made for our entertainment. And as George Lucas once said, like, they are meant for the younger generation, the children, stuff like that. They were never really like intended to be for adults. They were intended to be entertainment for the children. That's why Jar Jar Binks was such a pivotal character in the Phantom Menace, because he wanted someone who could appeal to the children, right, as well. That's why there were different comedic aspects in the original trilogy. That's why you see some different comedic aspects in the sequel trilogy. Why you see some of these really cute characters popping up in Disney Star Wars. They want to appeal to the younger fans and keep the fan base going. And I think a lot of older fans forget that. So, yeah, just to kind of wrap things up, just if you like something, that's fine. Like it, watch it. If you're enjoying certain shows or movies, watch them. If you don't like them, you don't need to watch them. There's going to be a lot more Star Wars content coming in the next, we're getting Skeleton Crew in the fall here. We're going to be getting more Star Wars content in the form of more TV shows and movies and stuff. So if you don't like, for example, The Acolyte, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to watch it. Watch the next show, see if you like it. But you don't have to be negative. You don't have to be disrespectful in any way. You don't have to be toxic about it. Let's just be respectful. Let's have good conversations. We can all be courteous of one another, and that's what we need to start doing, and not being so disrespectful and so hurtful in comments and so negative and so toxic. So let's just keep Star Wars alive. But let me know if you agree with me in any way, and if you don't, that's fine. We're all allowed our own opinions. But let me know if you agree with me or not. Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click to watch one of my other reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.